Hey folks, I thought we would go through some headlines. There's just been... You know when they say the expression, you throw it at the wall to see what sticks? Apparently they're using a wood chipper now. They're throwing everything hot and heavy out there and everything's bouncing right off the wall. Oh man, the big one this morning made me shake my head was the Times having to retract but not retract. The Russians are paying the Taliban to kill American soldiers. I'm like, I don't think so. I don't think the Russians really like the Taliban very much. If I remember correctly, they really don't like them. Angus's barber, Yevgeny might have spent a little time over there in the service of Mother Russia during the time when they were in maybe Afghanistan. And Angus is ex-military too, so they swap stories back and forth. He's telling him about crawling into tents and slitting throats on his mujahideen. Put whatever label you want on them, folks. They're all fucking same. But yeah, Putin is not paying anybody to slice the throats of American servicemen for bounties. And when they had to walk it back, they couldn't even walk it back. No idea how these people stay in business. And then again, I have no idea why people listen to them, and they do. Ridiculous report. Ryan Lizza asks Kayleigh McEnany if Trump thinks it was good that the South lost the Civil War. Well, of course Trump is going to say no. White power. Why we still got all them darkies here and they ain't working? This guy's a fucking moron. The fact that you cannot eject people from the White House press room, Jim Acosta, for A, being extremely discourteous and rude, but B, being nothing more than propaganda tools for the opposition, because Obama packed the lower courts full of sympathetic commie judges, allegedly, is friggin' ridiculous, folks. So I just put a short one up on the Boogaloo because I had to laugh. The Boogaloo. If it ever does happen, though, I'm pretty sure all those judges are going to be on the list of people that have to be tried for war crimes by the Boogaloo Tribunal. Oh my God, this sheep will kill me. De Blasio announces proposal to slash NYPD budget by $1 billion to divert cash to young people. Didn't they kill 11 people there this weekend? Shot, dead, 11, I think it's 11. And yet Warren Wilhelm, which is Bill de Blasio's real name, has yet to be removed from office because I guess the Boogalooers are just too busy to get after good old Warren. Yeah, how's my fly swatter? Ding, dag, and nebbit. Yeah, it's all the way over on the table. Screw it. Police considering fourth-degree assault by intimidation. I think that's just fancy words for bullying. Charges against the protesters in incident with armed St. Louis couple. The funny thing is, if you didn't see it, these people live in a gated community, and then the protesters forced and broke the gate open so that they could go into private property to protest for Black Lives Matter. And if you believe that one, I got some oceanfront property right here in Arizona I'll give you a good deal on, although if you're not interested, there's a bridge. Incidentally, him and his Karen should definitely not be carrying weapons. They look like boogalooers. We have no idea what the fuck to do with a gun is what they look like, but hey. This is America. You can own them, but you should know how to use them. Reddit, acting on new hate speech rules, closes down the Donald subreddit. I have never been there, but I would imagine it's pretty pro-Trump and anti-commie, and so it's got to go. Protesters enter gated community, trespass on couples' properties. Then they come out with an AR-15, which is why you have them. Because why do you need a 30-round clipazine in a semi-automatic assault weapon that they use in war? I mean, there's a fuck ton of protesters. That's why. This guy looks pretty frightening with his gun, and his Karen is... I can't really see what it is. I saw a picture. It looked like maybe a Walther 380, which is... Watch too many movies. Not enough range time. Not that I would know, because guns kill babies. And the incorrect way. Not the humane way by snapping their necks and piercing their skulls. No, guns kill babies by shooting. So you can't harvest the organs. Sell the tissue off. Antifa dummy gets scared by a little old lady from Brooklyn. That is a great one. I put it up on my Minds of my Gab. Oh, Nona is taking no shit from this little ginger soul-eating pantywaist. She's lighting him up. And it's in front of the Teddy Roosevelt statue in front of the Museum of Natural History. And she's 100% right, and he's 100% pussy. I'm pretty sure she could take him, because Nona got to be in her 70s, man. And he still looked like he'd lose. Black man drags white officer out of burning car, saves his life. So, isn't that what humans are supposed to do? Ah, okay. See, now if it was the other way around, then the white man would have assaulted the black officer while saving his life, or some other load of bullshit like that, so they can make political hay out of it. You know what? People are people. If you can't understand that folks are just folks, you're doing something wrong. I'm not saying there isn't a minority of people who are mobilized zombie bots, but for the most part, people are just people. Governor Andrew Cuomo built his COVID mountain. Andy Cuomo, by the way, I think is now America's leading serial killer after he whacked all those little old people in the the hell is it?
This is the mountain. What is the tallest mountain in the state of New York?
Okay.
Mount Morrison. This is the mountain that New Yorkers climb. You know, I keep showing the curve. This is the curve.
Oh my God, this guy's an asshat. He's got a diorama of the tallest mountain in New York. And this is to represent the curve that New Yorkers had to climb. You know what? The mountain would have been a lot lower if you didn't seed care centers for the elderly with active cases. America's #1 serial killer right now, folks. Nancy Pelosi asked to stop distributing Chinese propaganda newspaper. Speaker of the House Nancy Pelosi is keeping silent in response to the urging of an Indiana Republican and 4 colleagues that she end distribution of China Daily, a Chinese regime propaganda outlet, to the congressional offices. But then they won't pay her as much to be an agent. Another shooting at CHOP leaves 1 dead. Teenage boy fighting for his life. Witnesses refuse to cooperate. Okay, well, hey, you know, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. You set that shit up. Oh my God. Colin Kaepernick's life to become a Netflix series. Why? Isn't there German Scheiser porn out there if you want to watch 20 or 30 hours of people just taking nasty, foul, disgusting shits? Same thing. Except in German Scheiser porn, they flush it at the end, I think, whereas in this, he goes on to become a Seattle Seahawk. I had to laugh because the Seahawks were seriously considering him, and I'm like, you fucking idiots. Detroit police officer drives into crowd after protesters surround cars, video shows. Okay. They're not surrounding his car to put fucking flowers on the hood. Man's life's in danger. Run him the fuck over. I got zero problems with that. Well, he was in a car. Yeah, and there's 50 of them. You, Bruce Lee, you think you can take 50 people on? Because you cannot take 4 people on. Supreme Court strikes down Louisiana abortion law based on substantial burden principle. The Supreme Court unveiled a highly anticipated opinion in a major abortion case. June Medical Services Limited versus Russo. Litigation brings a Louisiana law before the High Court, one that would require those who perform abortions to obtain admitting privileges to local hospitals in case of a medical emergency. That sounds right. Women hemorrhage during a D&C all the time. The case mirrors Whole Woman's Health versus Hellerstadt, in which the court struck down a similar law in Texas. Okay, so if the woman bleeds out, whose fault is it? Because it happens. Nobody ever said your doctor was that competent, especially the younger they are, the scarier they are. We did the St. Louis couple. That's 3 stores for them today. Nice. Google's favorite YouTube star, Shane Dawson, no idea who he is, records himself pretending to masturbate to teenage girl. YouTuber Shane Dawson is being called out once again, this time for appearing to touch himself inappropriately to a poster of Willow Smith when she was just 11. The pedophiles are everywhere. Look up Panda Bear if you want to be truly disturbed. No, Panda Eyes. Panda Eyes. If you want some truly disturbing shit, go to my Minds page. It's on there. It's impossible to have sympathy for some of these people, folks. Some people are calling for museums to be abolished. These people need to be removed from the gene pool. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Black Lives Matter edition. It's a video. I'm not going to watch it. Protesters rally to save natural history's Teddy Roosevelt statue. We did that. Notice, lighten him up. And he wilts like a daisy in the heat. Alright, let's see what else we got. We got some time left. We're only at 12 and a half. Tulsa Arena Management sabotage Trump rally attendance. Go figure. You know, normally I would blow that off, but then they ran the tweet from the moron in charge. Look what we did. Shut your mouth, asshole. Shut your cockholes to their shit for brains. I'm not going to apologize. I'm not going to bend the knee. Dave Portnoy hits back hard after cancel culture comes for Barstool Sports. Well, perfectly honest, I do not know what Barstool Sports are. I haven't watched sports in forever. The bread and circuses of modern sports is just ridiculous. I grew up in the age where even basketball was a blood sport, and now it's equivalent to ballet mixed with ping pong. It's friggin' boring. Catholic man to press charges after Black Lives Matter mob beat him at St. Louis statue while praying for peace. That fellow was in his 70s, and 3 or 4 of these BLM thugs who were probably in their 30s or maybe 40s beat the tar out of this little old man. And once again, nobody stopped him because I live in a land of friggin' pussies. More horrible news for the Biden campaign. Trump is in Wisconsin. Biden can barely win a primary with no competition. No shit, Sherlock. Just in, Arizona governor orders bars, gyms, water parks, and theaters to close for at least 30 days to curb the spread of COVID-19. Pay attention, folks. The numbers of death have flattened. The numbers of confirmed cases have skyrocketed. Do you know why? The same amount of people are going to die from this, which is, last I heard, 0.0002%. These are the people that are going to die from being infected with this. The number of cases that are skyrocketing are people who tested positive and are still alive. We're not testing corpses or papaya or what was the other thing, a chicken or something. No. And yet they run this psyop on you, sir. You deserve to be removed from office. I don't care who's coming up against you. I'm voting your ass out. Update, both victims of this morning's shooting in Ches Chop are underage black teens, 16-year-old dead, 14-year-old in critical condition. Why are you letting your 16 and your 14-year-old fucking run around in these places? Black lives matter, but your children's don't. But they're black children. Black children's lives don't matter? Neurosurgeon Dr. Russell Blaylock. Face masks pose serious risks to healthy individuals. Thank you. They don't do shit. If you're sick, stay home. If you're not sick, you can go out in public and behave like a human being. Pelosi unilaterally extends unconstitutional proxy voting scheme for another 45 days. Remove her immediately. She has violated her oath of office so many times, I sit here select-jawed. And then I remember the Turtle Man is in charge of the Senate. And he's a uniparty swamp creature like the friggin' rest of them. Commie de Blasio announces proposal to cut $1 billion from New York City Police Department and complete his mission to make New York City unlivable. Well, he's doing a good job. Bezos-owned Twitch suspends President Trump temporarily for hateful conduct. I don't know what Twitch is. St. Louis homeowner speaks out after confronting BLM militants with a firearm. The only thing that stopped the mob was my rifle. Correct. He's actually, he's a lawyer, and he defended somebody. Defended? Anyway, black kid got beat up by the cops, and he represented the black kid. I don't know if that's defended or whatever. That was, like a little irony, huh? Detroit police car drives through mob as protesters cling to hood. Good. I think it's time the New York Times and Washington Post return their Pulitzers. Kayleigh McEnany dunks on garbage websites, New York Times and WAPO, and then walks off the stage. Mic drop, bitches. I like that kid. He's a bulldog. Reddit ban's extremely popular. The Donald, we did that. Twitter restricts Flynn attorney Sidney Powell's account, citing unusual activity. So she told the truth on Twitter, and nobody knew what to make of it. They had to cancel it. What is this? Insane. Chief federal judge in LA resigns after using racist term street smart. I grew up in New York, and technically I'm a wino, white in name only, because I'm half Italian, and Italians are white people. You give us a boat and stick us in the Mediterranean, we're visiting everybody and mixing shit up. But, street smart was something you acquired from living in one of these ginormous urban mega-hive shitholes. John Roberts joins liberal justices as Supreme Court strikes down abortion restrictions. Needs to be removed. Sorry about that. Something caught in the back of my throat. Massive mail-in voter fraud identified in New Jersey. Democrats caught harvesting ballots in bundles refused to step down from office. If you don't want to step down, I can have the trapdoor released from underneath you, and you can get a free air dancing lesson for committing treason. How does that sound? Fox Soul Channel to air Louis Farrakhan's 4th of July address. Huh? I'm not even. Oh, here you go. Ka-ching! Coronavirus drug remdesivir to cost more than $3,000 for treatments. And now you know why you can't get hydrochloroquinine and zinc and whatever else it was you were supposed to take with it. Because, patents expired. It's too cheap. Police arrest fellow protester and mass shooter Steven Nelson Lopez, who's a white Hispanic, folks. Fired into crowd at BLM camp at Jefferson Square Park, killing one because they threw him out of the group. Oregon man threatened with felony after the state sends him 2 ballots. Okay. Another state to stay the hell out of. At this point, we really just... He's got 4 more years. Build that wall right up the West Coast, man. Muslim Black Lives Matter activist Umar Lee, and he does have an actual Haji rag on his head, by the way, organizing mob to target home of St. Louis Archbishop, is leading the efforts to rename St. Louis City. "20 minutes, we're done. Last story. Black Washington Post editor deletes tweet saying, 'White women are lucky. We're not calling for revenge. Not all white women are the pussies you think they are.' My ex would have fucking beat the tar out of this broad and then kicked back, lit a cigarette, and had a beer." You fool yourselves, folks. And the scary thing about white people is they're the boogalooers. You don't know who's a boogaloo man. I'm like, come for you. Catch you next time. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate you putting some eyeballs on here. New folks, welcome aboard. As always, if there's anything you want to say or ask, or even if you want to throw a critique in the bottom, throw it in there. I always answer. What the hell? I got nothing better. The boogaloo still makes me laugh. The only reason it's not the Baba Yaga or the Selenia is because Baba Yaga was John Wick, and that was a really popular movie. And Selenia, as we all know, is Pickle Rick, bitches. Pickle Rick. I'm going to go dig a hole in the backyard and throw some coals and rocks in there, and we'll put a whole pig in there, and if you guys come on over, we'll have a boogaloo out. Oh, wow.